It all started innocently enough, or so I thought. I'd been out of town on deployment, serving as a military quartermaster, responsible for managing and distributing critical supplies for my unit. When I finally returned home to my suburban neighborhood, expecting a quiet weekend of catching up with my family and enjoying my own space, I was met with a scene I hadn't anticipated. My garage had been converted into a makeshift storage unit by the HOA. The neighborhood HOA was always a stickler for rules, but this was something new. They claimed it was for community equipment, landscaping tools, pool supplies, and event decorations, all crammed inside my garage, stacked haphazardly without any notice or permission. They'd even changed the lock on my garage door. When I showed up, my first reaction was disbelief. "This can't be right," I muttered, surveying the clutter. My tools, my personal storage, gone. I immediately contacted the HOA president, Karen. Of course it was Karen, who smugly informed me that since I'd been gone, the HOA board decided to repurpose the garage to save costs. "It's for the good of the community," she said, clearly enjoying my frustration. But Karen had no idea who she was dealing with. As a military quartermaster, I am trained to manage and protect valuable equipment, maintain strict accountability, and secure sensitive materials. My garage wasn't just a storage space. It was an extension of my professional life, holding specialized tools, military gear, and even classified logistical records necessary for my work. I requested an immediate meeting with the HOA board. Standing in front of them, I calmly explained the gravity of their mistake. Not only had they trespassed on my private property without consent, but their negligence also risked compromising sensitive military supplies and personal belongings. The board laughed at first, dismissing my claims as overblown. "It's just some garden tools," Karen said, crossing her arms. "You're overreacting." But I wasn't done. I began outlining the inventory stored inside, item by item, emphasizing the importance of proper storage and handling. I told them about military supply protocols, the costs involved, and the security risks if unauthorized people access this equipment. To drive the point home, I invited them to witness a full inventory check, conducted by me personally, which exposed the chaos and risk their careless storage had caused. The board's smug expressions quickly faded. They realized the mess they'd made and how their disregard for my property had gone far beyond a simple inconvenience. Karen, who had been so confident before, now looked like she wanted to disappear. As a final move, I explained that as a military quartermaster, I was authorized to impose serious penalties for unauthorized use or damage of government property. I made it clear that if anything were to happen to my gear while in their custody, legal consequences would follow. Within 48 hours, the HOA removed their equipment, returned my garage keys, and issued a formal apology. Karen even sent me a personal message, albeit grudgingly, acknowledging her mistake. But I didn't stop there. I leveraged my position and connections to update the HOA's bylaws with clear property boundaries and rules against unauthorized use of private property. I also volunteered to conduct workshops for the community on respect for neighbors' property and the importance of following legal protocols. Today, my garage is exactly what it's meant to be: a secure storage and workspace for me and my family. The HOA? They've learned that some neighbors aren't to be trifled with, especially when you mess with military-grade discipline and authority. Moral of the story: know your rights and never underestimate the power of professional expertise.